welcome to the Business Report. I'm Andrew Laidley. A cloud of pessimism is hovering over the nation as both businesses and consumers feel that economic conditions will worsen. Now's Chairman and CEO of Market Research Services, Don Anderson, revealed the sentiments of Jamaicans coming from the recently concluded Business and Consumer Confidence Survey for the second quarter of 2024. Between April and January, about 660 Jamaicans were quizzed on how they are faring financially and their outlook for the future. The verdict from the national representative sample is now in, and the common thread is that both businesses and consumers feel economic conditions have tightened and will remain strained for a while.
We've seen, of course, a very jagged pattern, and when we look at business and consumer confidence surveys across the world, this pattern is very much the same. It fluctuates based on all kinds of factors.
Compared to the first quarter, consumer confidence is down 3% and business confidence shrunk by 4.8%. As Anderson explains, joblessness is a common denominator.
High unemployment and low disposable income. So they are also saying what the consumers are saying. Consumers are saying, boy, we don't have enough jobs aren't plentiful, and therefore if we don't have money, we can't buy goods. People are saying, well, the high unemployment is causing us, making it challenging for us. So these are the critical factors why that 19%, 1 in every 5 of the businesses say that the economy will worsen in the next 12 months. So they're citing key factors there.
As at October 2023, Jamaica recorded a historic low unemployment rate of 4.2%. But the data has confirmed that ordinary Jamaicans are simply not experiencing the benefits of that.
Consumers felt, well, current economic conditions, meaning at the macro level, were, pretty decent, all right? But consumers think in terms of what's important to their pocket. So whilst they look at, as we will show later on, the macro picture for them looks pretty good, but in terms of their own situation, they're concerned about it. People said, yeah, things are okay now, but when we look forward, we're not as optimistic about the situation going forward, and therefore we have a challenge in business conditions.
Gail Moss Solomon, General Counsel and Chief Corporate Secretary at Grace Kennedy Limited, shared her thoughts.
It's a little bit surprising because we have a relatively low unemployment rate at this time. But I think the real issue is that persons are not being employed in the roles that they would like to be employed in. I think there is more of that. And I think that there are several business people in the room. We know that there are challenges in finding suitably skilled persons. It was cited as one of the challenges to growth for businesses. And so I think that's something that we really, and it has to be a dual private-public sector approach. We have to look closely at equipping persons with the skills that are needed for Jamaica's growth and development.
The second quarter survey also showed that fewer businesses have plans to invest and fewer Jamaicans plan on making long-term investments like purchasing a home or buying a car. This as inflationary pressures persist. So, what are consumers and businesses saying about the future?
28% only of the 600 plus persons that we interviewed expect the job situation to get better, which means if you flip it, and 72% didn't. All right? So 28% only expect the job situation to get better. 47% expect no change or that it will become worse. And therefore, people are not optimistic that jobs will become available to them, despite what we're seeing around the environment, construction apparently booming, but consumers aren't feeling that they are going to be part and parcel of this whole chain. In the first quarter, 10% felt that jobs were plentiful, which is a very low percentage. So the majority don't think that jobs are plentiful. That fell in the second quarter to 7.7%. So again, consumers are pessimistic about jobs coming on stream for them. And when you compare that to the second quarter of 2023, that was 11%, it's now down to 7.7%. So there's a substantial fall off in percentage terms of the number of people who believe that jobs are going to be plentiful.
It's time now for your weekly tips and trends. Dreaming of that dream vacation, fancy car, or cozy house? Well, guess what? Your investments can make those dreams a reality. By setting specific lifestyle goals and aligning your investments with them, you're not just building wealth, but also crafting a roadmap to turn your dreams into everyday moments. So, how can you raise a toast to your future self and start investing towards the lifestyle you've always imagined? That's easy. All you need to do is follow these steps from Dave Dixon, Senior Vice President for Sales and Service at Barita Investments.
Try and identify the goals early and put a number to them. Try and get estimate of what this goal would cost. Now, there are tools out there that would allow you to project. If I do X per month over X time, how much money would I have? So for example, you may have a 5-year-old that is very bright and wants to go to a particular school in 15 years. You could look at what the current fees are for a program like that, increase the fee over time, and then look at what you would need to invest each month in order to get to that goal. So you can talk to an advisor, ask the questions, how can I get that figure? You may not be able to do it right away, but you could gradually, as your income increase, you gradually increase the amount you invest. And depending on what you invest in, that also increases your income. So it's important that we define the goals, put a number to it. You want to retire? What's the income you want when you retire? You want to buy this particular apartment? What's the cost of it? You want to buy this car? What's the cost of it? So you want to invest in this venture? What's the cost of that investment? And how do I break it down to get to that goal?
And that's your business report.